Hi, and thanks for joining me today. I am sitting down to make some, well, in particular, I need one sympathy card, but I thought while I was making one, I should probably make a few because it's one of these things that I hear a lot of other crafters on YouTube say a lot, and I am definitely a believer, and that is that when you need a sympathy card, it's probably like not the best time for you to be having to create one just because of the mindset that you're in. And so often I've heard the recommendation that just have some on hand. And that way, when you need it, the last thing you need to worry about is creating one. And so I was thinking about what I would be using and what I can pull from my stash to create this card, and I thought back to this Pink and Main Crafty Courtyard box. It's an older set. November 2019, and it's their Fantastic Florals. And I just thought that it was really nice because it's got the thinking of you sentiment, which I think is really appropriate for any occasion, really, but I think it's fitting and suitable for when you do need to send a sympathy card. And so I thought I would do a quick unboxing because I have not used this kit. I've had it for a while now, but I've just never crafted with it. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to check the kit out and also get some cards made that I desperately need done. So here are the variety of cardstock that you get, and the black, I mean, it looks black, but it's actually textured, and it's got this really cute sort of small polka dot texture to it. So it's a basil cardstock, and it's called Pepper. So that's really nice, and I love the florals that are in this kit, so I think those are going to be really nice. Let me open up their project bag, which I love that they give us storage for all their goodies, and it's branded. So it's a reason why I also like tonic kits, because they give us all the storage we're going to need to store their kits. So you get a little button, as always. A few handful of envelopes, four to be exact, and they look like they are USA 2 in size. We have some wood embellishments, some butterflies, some flowers. Then there's a sequin pack, so confetti, little flowers, not sequin per se in the traditional sense, but really more like a confetti pack. Very cute. And then these are, oh, this is pretty, gemstones. They look like they are AB gemstones, so they have that Aurora Borealis kind of rainbow effect, and you get it in black and clear. Then some twine, kind of nice that we got a solid black and black and white striped. Some tags that already have a little bit of design on them. Oh, and these are differently shaped. Kind of interesting that some of them have the metal eyelet, and this one looks a little rusty or dirty, I don't know. So you get those in a couple different colors, couple different sizes and shapes. Some paper flowers, a stencil. This is a really nice design. And then more paper, so we get some glitter card. These are half sheets. So 2 colors of glitter. And then in the papers, we have a 6x6 paper pad. It's 24 sheets in total. And it looks like I already pulled out one of each. They are double-sided. And they're really nice thickness. Pretty good layering weight. And they all kind of follow this black and white and floral theme. So you've got the sort of almost a watercolor floral over a black and white pattern. And this is that stencil design. And here's a similar one. And I'll flip over and do the reverse because I think this is the light version, and then on the back side of all of those papers we have sort of a darker version where black is a little bit more dominant. And some of these are just, you know, the opposite of their lighter counterparts, and some prints are just different altogether. So very pretty, really good selection. And then the stamp set is a set of layering stamps. So you can sort of use this as an outline and then color it in yourself, or stamp right over it with these portions in different colored ink if you want. And the same with the foliage here. So you've got all of the little leaves, and it's all one stamp, so you don't have to worry about positioning the leaves individually. So you get the one stamp that will stamp this whole thing, and then you can stamp the outline over it. For this, I would probably stamp the outline first, and then stamp so that you know where to stamp these three pieces that fill in the color. And then the sentiment's really nice. So it says, "Thinking of you," nice, large, really pretty, scripty, kind of a brush lettering script. And then some additional sort of secondary sentiments. So "Thinking of you" and "Sending my love," or "Thinking of you" and "Smiling." So it works for both occasions. So I think the "and sending my love" is a little bit more, you know, of a sympathy card type thing, and "Thinking of you" is just, and "Smiling" might just be a just because. And I think, as a lot of people have often said, what with everything that's been going on the last year or so, it's kind of nice to just send out cards just because, and to let people know that you're thinking of them, not because anything bad or sad has happened, but just to remind them that, hey, you know, somebody out there loves you and is thinking of you. So that's this kit. So I thought I would do this unboxing, and then if you hang out for the rest of the video, you'll see the cards that I made from this kit. So these are the cards that I just finished, and this first one is pretty simple actually. Just used some of the pattern paper, did some matting and layering with black because it's so striking, their use of black, and so I thought to use that for the sentiment as well, and just did a little bit of white heat embossing. And this is the glitter card that came in the kit, which is generally how I like to use glitter card, just, you know, in small doses. But obviously, you know, not much else going on here because the papers are so beautiful, and you know, the accents are all included in the kit, so you really don't need much else other than what came in the kit. So that was a pretty quick and easy one to put together. This is one that uses the stamp and stencil, so I stamped out the outline, and then I lined up the more solid stamps to stamp in the color. And the solid stamps are really easy to line up, so it worked out pretty well. And I could have restamped the flower pretty easily just to get it to be more solid, but I actually kind of like that, you know, imperfect look, and kind of went with that when I did my stenciling, and just went for like a more faded, almost distressed look. And all of the cards are going to be "Thinking of you" cards, so just a little bit of white heat embossing there. Then this one, I was kind of inspired by some of the pattern papers that had, you know, that black and white stripe with the flowers, but I decided to add a little bit of gold. So happen to have so much, you know, of these small pieces or varying sized strips of black cardstock, because I just finished a mini album where my base pages were black. So I've just got a ton of little scraps, and I thought this would be a fantastic way to kind of use some of that up, and just kind of spruced it up with a little bit of gold foil cardstock. and a little gold heat embossing, which is what I did for the flower as well. And then I just used my watercolor pencils and just did like a really messy watercolor, which was kind of fun. And I kind of looked like the contrast of how casual that looks against how like, you know, straight and rigid everything else is. It just sort of softens everything up. Then the next one, again, just using the pattern paper. This time I used one of the darker versions, so I wanted to give that a try and see how that looked, and some of the green glitter. And I do like having the secondary sentiment, so I like that I kept this middle white strip kind of tall enough so that I could add that secondary sentiment. And then my last card, not the most successful out of the bunch. I did have some leftovers, so there's a little bit of leftover card from this one and a little bit of leftover card. Actually, that's the middle portion of this one. And I thought it would be interesting to kind of lay it out this way, but then wasn't exactly sure how I would include the sentiment. And I thought, well, what if I just heat embossed right, onto the pattern paper? And it's not the most successful because you can, just barely see it if you tilt it in the right light. And so I thought about ways of saving this, maybe taking a white gel pen and maybe inking, tracing around, the outline of the sentiment. That might help. I'm not sure. But I might have to brainstorm a little bit about how to save this card, and if nothing else, maybe I'll just replace the middle panel with something other than what I've got here. But I thought it was an interesting attempt, and I'm glad I at least tried it, just to see how that would show up. But I had my doubts just because of how busy the paper is. Maybe white would have been better. I don't know. At this point, I can't really heat emboss over this again, so just I'll have to come up with something else as a save. But otherwise, these cards did come together pretty quickly, which is nice when you have to make something like a sympathy card, but is also a testament to how well the kit is put together, because you don't really need much else outside of the kit. You've got the embellishments, you've got beautiful pattern papers accompanying, and I didn't even use the solid cardstock that came in the kit for matting and layering. I just stuck to my black cardstock. But other than some ink, really, or some kind of coloring medium, you really have everything that you need, and the cards do come together fairly quickly. So I'm glad that I at least have a little bit of a handful of cards, so that the next time I need another sympathy card, I'll have one on hand. And of course, this kit can be used for other cards. For sympathy, like I mentioned, thinking of you is great at any time. It can be just nice to drop somebody a line and let them know that you're thinking of them. So so there's plenty of ways to use the sentiment, and of course florals are fairly universal. And sorry if you hear my dog chewing on her toy. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Until my next one, have a fantastic day and happy crafting. Bye!